research on different townships. I'm going to show how I do research for rental yield capital gain in usually I'll go on DH and then I'll go and visit Property Guru as well and then see what are the different floor plan types there. So for this condo there are supposed to be about 4 or 5 different floor plans. They are all 900, 800 square foot. I don't think there is a 1000 square foot in here. Yeah, but basically then this is how we research. Is the floor plan here. One of the best place you can find floor plans for a particular condo is from Property Guru, but then you have to verify that. Sometimes Property Guru's floor plans are not correct, and I don't think this one is 100% correct. I think they are missing one floor plan because Pelangi got another 800 over square foot. So let's see if we can find that other floor plan. This is probably the hardest part of finding out. It's probably the hardest part of finding out what is the types in all the condo, because older condos usually you cannot get details on every single floor plan. Never mind, it's okay. I got another secret weapon. Here I can see all the transactions in Pelangi Utama. Most important thing to check out, right, when you are analyzing a property is to see, like in that year, for the year 2024, how many transactions are there of a certain type. I can see most of the transactions are the 83 square meter type. So that means this type is the more popular one. The others, like the 86, this is not simple or sorry, my throat is really bad today. So the average transaction volume, right, for a condominium in Kuala Lumpur or Selangor for that matter is about 10 or 14 transactions per annum. So like in this case, right, in this case you see the transaction volume here. You got 17 transactions in 2024. Then we go further. Wow, 2023 got so many also. So that means this is actually quite a popular condo in the secondary market. Oh, this is weird. This is a wrong address. One of the problems with JPPH, right, is the people who record down the transaction, sometimes they simply put the transaction details. Like this is not correct. And then us who have to funnel through the different property data to see whether your property is overvalued and all that. This can be an outlying data, because then banks, when they look at your property, right, they want to value your property. One of the things is they're going to look at all these data sets, and if they miss out, because this will appear like the whole transaction record, then suddenly there's one Johor property here, it will affect your entire property transaction value. So this is actually not very good. The JPPH staff admin that keeps this kind of transaction record is making a very big mistake. Okay, so from here we can see that there is about 4 different types. The 86 square meter, the 93 square meter, the 106 square meter, and the 155 square meter, which means Property Guru's floor plan is not 100% correct, because he says there's only 3 but based on transactions, then Pelangi Utama, if it's 925, JPPH doesn't show you data on whether it is a 3-bedroom or 4-bedroom one. They only tell you what's the build up, and from there you have to guess. Here they'll put the rooms, but it's not very accurate. Like you can see, here is 3-bedroom, then suddenly no bedroom, 3-bedroom, then suddenly no bedroom. What's this? Kakao here. JPPH, this data is so bad. Okay, let's refine our search. Okay, for the viewers who have just joined us, today we are doing a research on different property transaction volume. So I'm actually supposed to be doing a property case study for Bandar Utama. So today I'm going to show you how we property valuers, property investors, whatever all the property experts people, how we research on transaction data to know whether this property is good buy or bad buy or whichever. So we're going to look at a few things. The first one is we're going to look at how has the property price grown in terms of capital gains, in terms of selling price. Then we are also going to look at the rental market. We're going to see how well is the rental market doing and what type of rental market the place commands. So this is actually a pretty good property, Pelangi Utama. The property is near One Utama. Okay, I'm actually still not used to using this streaming method to stream from my PC. Yeah, sorry guys, I think my internet per se is not very smooth. Today I think the internet is a bit messed up. Okay, how do I get this kind of data? I have to buy it from JPBH. I have to buy it from the government. So I'm subscribing to this program called Copilot. It's much more advanced than Bricks and DataSense. It's more transparent. I don't really like Bricks because it doesn't show you a lot of past transaction data, and DataSense also hide a lot of their past transaction data. Whereas this one, I can see data backdated all the way to 2004, which is when the property was first completed. So I get a more holistic picture of how this property is growing and so on, as well as the transaction volume here. How is it how is it doing in the entire property market? So first, let's look at the land economics of this property. Pelangi Utama itself is very near the center of Bandar Utama. So here it is. If we look at how near is it, its main USP is this. Yeah, this is his main USP. Walking distance to One Utama, walking distance to the MRT station and everything lah is one of them. But the property itself is very old, about 20 years old. So one of the key things I think we want to cover today is my stream still stuck? I hope it's not stuck. So anyway, one of the things we're going to cover today is, if you are buying a 20-30-year-old condominium, right, can you still make returns? Is it still a good buy, or is it something that is capped already, something that has reached its maximum gains, or and all that kind of thing? So we're going to look into that today lah. Location wise, you can see this is a really good property. It's about 10 minutes walk from a shopping mall, the hub of Bandar Utama's office hub, and also an MRT station. So location wise, we know this is a 100%, no one can say this is a bad location, simply put. So now we are going to look at the raw transaction data. And in 2004, when the property was first completed, you can see the property was selling from around 170, 180,000. So I'm going to keep track of that here. This is for the size. What size is this? 86 square meter. So this is the size that we are recording and looking at just now. Let me go back to that previous screen. Can you imagine a time where your property is 190 per square foot? Now you don't see this kind of number. Now it's like 700, 800 per square foot. So this is long ago when it was first launched. So what about today, 2000? So the earliest, so transaction data, right? One thing that we have to know when it comes to property transaction data, right, is it's always late by at least 6 months. It's never going to be on time one. So like you see here, the transaction data is earliest you got is also October. If you can get, no, you can't get November and December. That's a bit too early. The earliest you can get is also about 3-4 months before today. So now this one is the October transaction data, but you must backdate it even further, because this will be the day they register inside the land office. But the day they buy the property is around 4 to 5 months before that, because today my property is stamped. I have signed my SPA 3 months before that, 3-4 months before that. So the date of purchase that actually happened for this property is probably somewhere May or June. So this property was sold around May, June at 430,000. So that's current market price. Let's write that down. Oh, sorry, I didn't show you the earlier screen.
software called Streamlabs to do this, because um, from Mac it's not possible to screen share directly my results onto a TikTok. So I'm using a streaming software, and it's rather complicated, not the easiest to use. Anyway, yeah. So just now we are talking about transaction data. Um, so you can see here the earliest transaction data we have here is October last year. Why we don't have November, December, January of this year is because transaction data, the earliest you can get, right, is 4 to 5 months after the transaction is done. That's usually the fastest you can get. And even if this one is recorded in October, you have to re-backdate it a little bit, because October your property is officially stamped and registered in the land office, but that's not the day you sign your SPA. The day you sign your SPA is about 4 or 5 months before that, because there is the lawyer you have to